Well, the highly anticipated tennis romantic drama Challengers, starring Zendaya.
Yeah, I mean, I keep saying Zendaya.
Zendaya, okay. The one you're seeing everywhere online right now. Anyway, it steps onto the courts this weekend. Plus, we'll check out a drama inspired by real-life events. And we've also got an action-packed movie that Rad is going to tell us all about this morning. So he's here to join us with your fresh takes. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. Exhausted because Zendaya takes us for a spin.
Oh my gosh, does she ever? Listen, let's watch the trailer first.
Yeah.
She Duncan, she's in another league. You were incredible today. To have a fashion line, a foundation, she's gonna turn a whole family into millionaires. What are you gonna do now?
Okay, I'm in. I'm so in. You are calling this the sexiest tennis movie ever? Does that mean you liked it?
I did. And look, I mean, I don't know that there's a lot of competition as far as sexy tennis movies go. I mean, you know, Challengers may actually just be in a league on its own, but it won the crown easily, right? And a lot of it has to do with Zendaya absolutely like killing it in this role, like just having a lot of fun with it. Because, you know, I love this for her. I love seeing her in taking on this kind of role because you've seen her do the kind of the Disney kid thing that my daughter loves. You've seen her do the action movies like Dune. Now she's doing a relationship drama that we don't get this kind of movie like often enough, right? And you know, and this is a movie about like kind of like a threesome on the court. She's basically bouncing back and forth between two best friends who are also competitors and basically gaming, like, you know, using her gamemanship to bring up the competitive spirit in them. And you know, this is a movie from the director Luca Guadagnino, who made Call Me by Your Name. You know, so he makes Oscar contenders. I think people want to project a little more meaningfulness to this because of that. Maybe draw out like, hey, some gender dynamics allegories out of all of this. But when really it's more, instead of it being high art, it's really more of a cheap thrill in a good way. You know, it's the best kind of cheap thrill, right?
Awesome.
It's you know, is this movie gonna like reveal anything about our relationships and the competitive spirits we bring out in the people we bring to our relationship with the people we care about? No, not really. But is it really fun to watch these sexy people just needle each other in the most scandalous ways? Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay, this sounds like the perfect date night movie. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Who else is it for?
Oh, it'll be a scandalous date night. It's for the people. It's for the people who like movies like Closer and The Worst Person in the World, like where people are just terrible to each other in really sexy ways.
But
like
you can't stop watching.
No, you can't. Absolutely not. Like this is that kind of movie.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I love both of those, so I'm clearly in. Next, a debut feature by a Canadian filmmaker. I don't know who you are. So I remember you mentioning this movie during TIFF last year. Remind us what it's all about.
Yeah, I mean, this is a film about, it's based on a true story. It's about a young man, a sexual assault victim who actually has to go scouring around town, scrounging up the money to pay for the medication he needs to prevent an HIV infection, and it's based on a true story. The filmmaker, the feature debut filmmaker, M.H. Murray, he's basing this on his own experiences. He's pouring his own experiences into this movie where this character is scouring all the different, basically mapping out Toronto, meeting up with friends, trying to hit them up for money, giving us kind of a social map of Toronto. And what this movie becomes is this, like, it's a different vision of Toronto, right? It's Toronto as this cold and isolating place where, especially for someone who is, you know, in crisis and feeling especially isolated. But ultimately, like, I'm making it sound dour, ultimately, this is a really beautiful movie about finding warmth in the city.
Okay, who's this one for?
This is for people who love movies like 2 Days and One Night and James White. Those are the kind of movies this is aiming for and absolutely succeeds.
Okay, lastly, we have Boy Kills World. What did you think of this one?
I had fun as much as a mess that this movie is. I mean, when you take Deadpool, Kill Bill, Wayne's World, all of these kind of different wild influences and throw them in a blender, you're gonna have a mess, and this movie is absolutely the kind of best kind of mess in a way. It's a gleefully unserious movie about a guy that's kind of in a Hunger Games parody. Sorry.
Who is the main actor? Who is
it's Bill Skarsgård. Remember him? He's Pennywise in It, and he's also on a bunch of other shows. Yeah, he's in his action era because he's a villain in John Wick recently. He's gonna be in the Crow remake soon, and this is like him just like kicking butt. And look, as silly as all of this is, as grating as some of the humor can be, and some of it is actually really funny, what really blew me away is the action in this movie. Because remember I was complaining about Monkey Man recently about like, I can't see, the camera's too close, they're chopping it up. That's not the case with this. This takes Monkey Man to the mat in terms of the action sequences, because they really create this dance between the action and the camera, and I was just like, I can see. I was blown away by that.
Okay, who's this one for?
this is for people who love, like, if you love the grating humor of Deadpool, the exhausting humor of Deadpool, you'll love this. But also the innovative action of an indie like Upgrade, this has that too.
Okay, rad. Lots of choices this weekend.
Lots of choices.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.